Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here as we continue on the road to our final premium live event pay-per-view specials of 2022 in the form of NXT Takeover, WarGames and Armageddon. And yes, last week we looked at the direct fallout from Survivor Series WarGames. The ripples from now going to be felt for a while, so we'll still be feeling those and we'll still be continuing to build up with some big shows. And so, without further ado, I'm just excited to get into it. So yeah, let's just do that. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it, kicking things off, as always, with another edition of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Rising from the Cody Vader and making his way down to the ring. And Cody says that his pursuit continues. His quest, his journey, everything continues. He says that what he said last week, he meant that Randy might not be here, but this mission he began against Randy Orton, it's not over. Because as long as Cody Rhodes is still here and breathing, it is not ever going to be over. And Cody says that he is coming for Triple H. But he knows Triple H is still going to be too afraid. Last week he beat Andrade. So if another member of his chosen, of the men who will happily sit around at his table and kiss his feet and his ass to get where they are, please come down. And he's met by the Raw Tag Team Champions, Finn Balor and Adam Cole. Baby. And they both come down, neither impressed, both wanting to shut Cody Rhodes up, but Finn Balor's the man who steps forward. He tells Adam Cole, but this one's, either one of them would like to, but Finn Balor steps extra forward into Cody's face and says, but tonight, you're mine. For 100. Very lovely opening segment, which leads to what will hopefully be a very lovely opening bout between Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor. Adam Cole watching on from ringside, and watching on as after a very quick-paced bout just to kick things off, Cody Rhodes comes out on top. He manages to hit the crossroads onto Finn Balor and get the 1, 2, 3 for a 91. Very good opener. 92 Finn Balor, 79 Rhodes. Cody Rhodes just showed up and had bangers, hasn't he? Had a banger with Seth, had a banger at WarGames, banger last week with Andrade, and now a banger with Finn Balor. Balor, banger. They go hand in hand. As, yes, Cody Rhodes gets another win over Triple H's chosen. And, only so many you have to get through before the big man will finally, probably just get annoyed very much. And Cody just really wants that match with him. And we're going to go backstage now to Kathy Kelly here. And Kathy Kelly here is interviewing a champion. Interviewing a new champion at that. Bobby Fish. And Bobby Fish says he is a champion. He's got this gold round his waist. And, well, Kathy, where's the lie? Huh? Where's the lie that I am a champion? Because I can't see it. I can't see any lies. No lies detected there. When he's interrupted. Interrupted by MVP and Bobby Lashley. And MVP tells him to shut his dumb ass up. And says, you want to walk around here parading yourself as a champion? Well, if a champion would step up. And later tonight it's going to be an almighty open challenge. So, champ, why don't you step up? For a 78, Bobby Fish, not one to back down from a fight. He's been fighting for so long, hundreds of years. He ain't going to step down from a fight now. Where is the lovely 24/7 champion Bobby Fish taking on Bobby Lashley? And we're going to continue on tonight in the ring, and it's going to be Killian Dane, who returned last week to help Nikki Cross, taking on Malik Blade of Andre Chase University. Andre Chase, Bodhi, Hayward, and Idris Enofe at ringside, all a bit banged up. Malik Blade the least banged up. And so going one-on-one Killian Dane here. In the end, though, it is Killian Dane who gets the win with the Ulster Plantation. Sure, 45 for the match, it's fine. 44 Dane, 32 Blade. Fine. It's fine. Nikki Cross very happy at ringside. Chase U, not so happy, shall we say, to say the least. when we cut to just another video promo from Imperium, repeating what they said last week. Gunther is the European champion, and he has asserted his dominance as the European champion, but Ludwig and Giovanni are ready for gold of their own. And next week they will get one step closer to those tag team championships. For an 81, very good. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci in action next week in a Raw tag team title number 1 contenders match. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. When we're going to go back to Kathy Kelly, and Kathy Kelly's there with the one, the only, Mr. L.A. Knight. And L.A. Knight says, Kathy, let me talk to you. You see, this time 2 weeks ago, I had gold round my waist, the NXT Championship. But I don't. And some people will call that a loss, but I just see that as opportunity for upgrade. You see, I'm tired of having an N round my waist. I want a dub. I want that W, because all LA Knight gets is dubs. Because that's who I am. I came here to Monday Night Raw. One appearance trending worldwide. Everybody knows Monday Night Raw is now the LA Knight show. And this golden guy's getting some gold round his waist. And the gold I want's the gold that Seth Rollins got. And so, later tonight, when y'all see L.A. Knight in action in that 6-man tag team main event, y'all gonna get a preview, if you ain't been watching NXT, of just who I am and just why I know I'm the best. And just why your next WWE champion is L.A. Knight, and that, Kathy Kelly, is just a fact of life. Yeah! 100. Very good, L.A. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here on Raw. Immediately sight set on that WWE Championship of Seth Rollins. Of course, next up we're going to go to the ring for the Battle of the Barbies. It's Bobby Lashley versus the 24/7 champion Bobby Fish in the Almighty Open Challenge. Fish, a champion, no, where's the lie there? Looking to beat Bobby Lashley and prove that he is the best Bobby. The battles of submissions, the Hurt Lock versus the Lie Detector. Who will come out on top in the end? It is Bobby. Load. It's not loading. Okay. Bobby Lashley. There you go. Locks in the Hurt Lock. In the end, Bobby Fish, no choice but to tap out. 67 is good. 72 for Lashley. 62 Fish. Happy with that, yeah. Bobby Lashley does come out on top over Bobby Fish here. After the match, MVP in the ring with Moose and Ilja raises Bobby Lashley's arms when from the crowd sneaks in R-Truth, who just quickly goes over, covers Bobby Fish. The referee's already in the ring. He's like, oh, well, I'm here. 1, 2, 3. R-Truth has won his baby back. Where's the lie? R-Truth is the new 24/7 champion. You know, he skedaddle-doos away, hop, skip, and a jump. Bobby Fish, a very bad night for him. Where's the lie? You know, and Hype Business paying no mind to it. When out comes Stan Hansen, and with him is Hangman Adam Page. And he says, well, I reckon y'all think y'all came out on top last week with your underhanded tactics. Well, listen right here, buddy. If y'all want to play dirty, we can play dirty. But the Hangman here, he ain't come for a talk or a chit-chat. He's come for a fight. And I imagine that you, big guy, you ain't gonna want one. So, man in suit, are you gonna step up? Or if not, which of your men here is gonna step up to the Hangman? For an 82, Moose volunteers himself. He wants a fight. Hangman Adam Page taking on Moose. Moose. In the end, it is Hangman Adam Page with a turn the page. Sure. With a buckshot lariat for the win. For a 77, good match. 77 Hangman, 54 Moose. Happy with that. Hangman Adam Page does get his first WWE victory here. And he gets a win over the Hurt Business. His eyes set on Lashley, but it's a win over Moose for now. 77. Good match. Good match, Hangman. Well done. And congrats on the first win. When we're going to go backstage to Chase U. Andre Chase is mad as bleep about Killian Dane and Nikki Cross. First, Thea's hurt, and now Killian Dane's coming down and trying to mess with all of us. That beeper. You know, he doesn't know who he's messing with. Edri's telling him to calm down. You know, Andre wanting a fight with Dane, but Edri's saying no. Okay, listen. I know you want to fight Killian, and I get that, but okay. Next week, you have to focus, okay? You have your tag title contendership match. You have to be 100% focused on that, okay? Let me deal with Killian Dane, okay? Malik's my partner. He's my best friend. I will deal with it, sir. Okay, you taught me. You trained me. I'm ready for this. Andre Chase checking if he's sure. You know, he's still a bit hurt. Edri says, yes, I'm sure. Next week, Edri Sanofe against Killian Dane. And also we have Imperium taking on Chase Hughes, Andre Chase and Bodhi Hayward in a tag title #1 contendership match for 39. Good little segment. Match is set for next week already. Look at me planning ahead. When we're going to go backstage, when we're going to go above the general manager's office to the executive office. Oh, top floor, baby. And it's Triple H. In storms Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens is, how shall I say, you know, not looking happy. And Triple H says, you know, Kevin Owens is like, what did you want? And Triple H says, listen, I sense you got a problem, Kevin. And if you got a problem, I know you've never been one afraid to run your mouth or say what's on your mind. So if you have a problem with me and how I do business here, then go right ahead. Kevin says he does have a problem. Saying that Triple H screwed him out of that WWE Championship at Survivor Series WarGames. That he was going to beat Chad Gable, but he screwed him and put it on his favorite, Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens said he should have seen this coming from the start. That the second Seth Rollins walked into that room and took a seat at Triple H's table, of course Triple H would happily hand everything back to him, and Triple H has had enough. He says to Kevin, let's make one thing clear. You were only ever champion because I gave you it. You wanted a Money in the Bank because I gave you Kyle O'Reilly on a silver platter. You beat MJF at Crown Jewel because we helped you. You beat Pete Dunne at SummerSlam by disqualification because I helped you. If it was left to you, you would have lost the title right there and then 2 months after I handed it to you. You go to bragging rights and you lose. Then you go to the Purge and you lose that championship again. So I hand it back to you one night later. And then finally, Survivor Series WarGames, you're about to lose once again, Kevin, and I'm sick of having to babysit my world champion. And so you know what, Seth came to me, and Seth pointed out that I offered that deal to Pete. Be a survivor at bragging rights, get a world title opportunity, and Seth pointed out he was the survivor. He never got that chance. And so yeah, instead of watching you lose that title to Chad Gable, I gave Seth a shot he earned. And he took it. And if you got a problem with that, Kevin, you've only got yourself to blame. Kevin looking angry like he's trying to think of what to respond when... Seth laughs into the room. Kevin turns, noticing him. Just looks, you know, it's like you could see, he's like he's in a cartoon and you can see his face becoming redder and steam's billowing out of his ears. He's that angry. And then he just looks at Triple H before storming off. Just Seth Rollins still. For 100. For 100. Lovely. Good segment. A lot of tension building among Triple H and his chosen at the moment. It was all sunshine and lollipops and rainbows everywhere, and now it's very much not anymore, sadly. When we're going to go to the ring, you know, A-Town down, screaming out loud, A-Town down, the future is now. It's Austin Theory. Speaking of the chosen, Austin Theory comes down to the ring. Your new Intercontinental Champion, Austin Theory. And he says what Triple H said last week was right. He is not the future. He is the now. He is the Intercontinental Champion. And he says it's apt. The Intercontinental Championship, the first championship he wins in WWE, was the first title that Randy Orton one in WWE. Well, guess what, Randy? I don't need you. Okay, I have a real hero. I have a real icon who cares about me. In Hunter, in Triple H, in Paul. Okay, but I will not let people say, I've heard people say, I will not let them say I don't deserve this. I have earned this. I am the now. I'm the best this place has. I am the Intercontinental Champion because I earned it. But if I have to prove myself, I will. And I'll prove that with an open challenge right now. And I've already picked my opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent. And then he points to the crowd and a spotlight goes onto an old guy in the first row and he's just very confused. Austin Theory going out the ring, getting security to help him over the barricade. For 100. Austin Theory handing a mic and saying, what's his name? And he says, well, my name is Michael Pemberton III. And Austin Theory says, MP3 over here, everybody. Gonna get a chance to step up because I'm a fighting champion. I'm a champion of the people. And so I'm willing to give this man a shot. See if he's got what it takes to take on the now Austin Theory. This might shock you. Austin Theory picks up the win against MP3 with the ATL. So many abbreviations. For a 63, it's fine. 83 Theory. Theory's really come a long way this year, man. When we get to the end of year Slammies, he's definitely a shout for breakout star of the year. I'd say, the scumbag part probably not helping him with the viewer vote, but MP3 gets an 18. Fair play to you, MP3. You took a break from throwing rocks at the poor for the night. Austin Theory gets the victory. Gets the ref to hand him the Intercontinental title, put it round his waist even, and gets the ref to raise his arm like it's the biggest win in the world. Austin Theory comes out on top over MP3 and Michael Pemberton III to you here for that 63. Good. Well done, Austin. First defense out of the book. What a fighting champion we have on Raw. When we're going to go backstage to, who is that? It's Kathy Kelly here. And Kathy Kelly is interviewing the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And Cody says that this isn't going to stop. This isn't going to stop till he gets that match that he wants with Triple H. He beat Andrade. He's beat Seth Rollins. He's beat Finn Balor. If Adam Cole, Finn's partner, wants to go, they can go. If Kevin Owens wants to let his anger out on Cody, then they can go. If Austin Theory, running his mouth after what he did to Randy, wants to go, then we can most definitely go. But at the end of the day, I will take them all on, and I will fight with my life to beat all of them until I get who I really want, and that is Triple H. So Triple H, if you're watching this, and I know you are, this is not going to end till I get you. And then Cody kind of trails off when he notices someone walk into the room. Paul Heyman. And Cody saying Paul. And Paul saying, Mr. Rhodes, it's a pleasure. I wasn't sure if you had been getting my phone calls. I assumed if you would, and my messages, you would have responded. And Cody's saying the Paul that he's been getting his texts and his calls, and he's not interested. And Paul says, Mr. Rhodes, if I may, I've known you since you were a little boy. I've known your family, your father, for a very long time, God rest his soul. And Dusty, Cody, Dusty was a smart man. Say what you want about Dusty, he was a smart man. Be like Dusty, Cody, be a smart man. Take the offer. Come to Smackdown. Acknowledge Roman Reigns as your tribal chief. Take your place as his head general in his Roman Empire. Cody, the Rhodes bloodline is legendary. And I talked to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, and he is interested. He wants you, Cody. Acknowledge him. He'll give you everything you've ever wanted. The tribal chief has the power, Cody. He'll get you your match with Triple H. He'll give you that WWE World Championship you've longed for all your life. Acknowledge him, Cody. For yourself, for your family, for Dusty. Acknowledge him. And Cody looks at Paul and he says that you haven't known my family for a long time, Paul. And you're right. Dad was a very smart man. And so am I. And I know, no offense, Paul, I know when someone's full of shit. So the answer is exactly what it was when you called me and when you text me. No. Cody walks away for an 85. Paul Heyman, shout out to you if you saw that segment coming. Paul Heyman, if you saw the way that was even going when he showed up. Paul Heyman bringing that offer from Roman Reigns. You know, the Roman Empire filled with these legendary wrestling bloodlines, the Steiners, the Von Erichs, you know, the Romans family as a whole, the members that are left of that, wanting another legendary wrestling bloodline in the Rhodes to come. But Cody turning it down, saying he will not acknowledge Roman Reigns, despite Paul's offer of everything he wants, the match with Triple H, a world title. Cody says no, because it's Cody, of course he does. And we're going to go to the ring for the penultimate match of tonight. It's a tag team match, and it's women's. It's Asuka and Kairi Sane. Asuka back in action, her first match since the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale, which is really an indictment on my booking that I just forgot that she was here. Asuka and Kairi, Kabuki Warriors reunion, everybody, taking on Naomi and Nia Jax. Kabuki Warrior reunion goes well, as Asuka and Kairi do pick up the win. Asuka pinning Nia Jax with a spin kick for a 73. Good match. 85 Asuka, good to have you back, mate. 76 Kairi, 69 Naomi, 54 Nia. Happy with that. Good match. Asuka and Kairi come out on top when they are all interrupted. When out comes the Women's World Champion, the Kingpin, Io Sky. Io Sky down to the ring. Walks right past Kairi. You know, they've got their thing going on. And straight up to Asuka. And Io just staring Asuka down. Asuka staring Io down. When stars falling from the sky, everybody. Paige is out. Paige comes out. This ring's really filling up. The Raw's women's division is looking a little bit more stacked at the very least. SmackDown's was so stacked. So stacked. Paige, it's Paige here. Paige comes out to join in, sliding in the ring. Kairi feeling a bit left out as Paige walks right past her as well, and up to Io Sky, and Io, Asuka, and Paige just kind of staring down when from behind Naomi runs in and just cheap shots Paige, just a hit to the back of the head, and then quickly rolling out the ring. Kairi, Asuka, Paige, Paige is down, but Kairi and Asuka try to get to Naomi after that. Io just standing there alone as for an 84. Yeah, Naomi and Nia up the ramp, gloating, defeated, but the cheap shot on Paige. Kairi checking on Paige, Asuka staring down with Naomi on the outside of the ring as Io Sky just kind of in the centre of the ring, world title over her shoulder, just watching the commotion go on around her for an 84. Nice. A lot going on in the Raw women's division at the minute, which is good. I like to at least try and keep things stacked going on here. When it's main event time, actually, yeah, 6-man tag team, an absolutely stacked 6-man tag team at that. It is the WWE champion Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, the former WWE champion, and the former NXT champion, the newest name on Monday Night Raw, LA Knight, baby, against the former Intercontinental champion Chad Gable, Angel Garza, and MJF. The 6 men who all argued at the end of Raw last week in 6-man tag action here. Gable, Garza, and MJF a lot closer, I suppose. Rollins and Owens have had their problems. LA Knight's new here. The match going on. All men getting to showcase themselves. It goes for a while. A lot of close falls. In the end, Chad Gable and LA Knight going at it, a bit of a NXT rematch of sorts from their bouts at Money in the Bank and at NXT Takeover Chicago 3. They're just fighting it out. Chad Gable manages to get LA Knight down for a bit, goes into the corner to set up. Yeah, he gets something like gets him into the corner to go for his finishing move. I can't remember what it's called, the Chaos Theory. Yep. But as he runs him into the corner, Garza tags himself in, and Gable hits one German suplex, then stops him to his feet. Garza telling him to get out. Gable and Garza just arguing with each other in the moment here. Gable does go onto the apron. Not happy about him and Garza still arguing. Went from behind back to his feet. LA Knight is up. Shoves Garza right into Gable, sending Gable off the apron, and then grabs Garza from behind. Blunt force trauma. 1, 2, 3. Rollins, Owens, and Knight pick up the win. LA Knight gets the pin here on his first match on Monday Night Raw. For a 91, the miscommunication between Garza and Gable, once again, Garza tagging himself in, the argument leading to the distraction to LA Knight getting a big win here on his Monday Night Raw debut. 96 Rollins, 94 Gable, 90 LA Knight, 84 Owens, 83 MJF, 78 Garza. Everyone's doing really, really well. Gable's in a more amazing form. We're all really happy. I'm very happy at the very least. As, yes, Rollins, Owens, and LA Knight. Despite Rollins and Owens' problems, a lot of arguing in the match between them as well, their team do pick up the victory here. Afterwards, though, Rollins still as his arm is raised. Owens taking up problems with that. They're arguing. LA Knight, trying to celebrate. Gable and Garza still arguing. MJF in the ring, maybe just to cause chaos. Shoves Rollins into Owens when Owens isn't paying attention. Owens just turns around, just having enough of it, and he shoves Rollins into Owens. Rollins and Owens start brawling. Rollins wants to have a go at LA Knight, MJF. MJF frames LA Knight. A lot of arguing. In the end, a mass brawl kind of breaks out between these 6 men. Rollins, Owens, Knight, Gable, Garza, and MJF. Just brawling out in the ring when General Manager Drake Maverick, rushes onto the stage, sending security down. Drake Maverick, just to put it straight, he looks like he's just had enough, honestly. And he says, look, there's so much going on already around here, dealing with a lot, okay, and so I can't deal with this. So if you 6 just want to fight it out like children, then hell, I hope this match would be enough, but clearly it's not. Clearly you can't work together, some of you, so let's put you all separate, shall we? Hell. Now that's a good word, isn't it? And we've got Armageddon coming up, so let it be, let it be. Armageddon, 6-man hell in a cell. For 100. I just got an itch to book a 6-man hell in a cell. Not done since Armageddon 2000. 22 years later, we're going to end the year. 6-man Armageddon hell in a cell for the WWE Championships. Rollins, Owens, Knight, Gable, Garza, MJF. All 6 men want to be WWE Champion. Only 1 man will enter the new year and the road to WrestleMania with it. But to do so, they'll have to go through hell. 100. Really good end to Raw. A really good show. Raw, it gets us a good rating of 94. Yeah. A lot going on. Cody continuing his quest for a match with Triple H. Gets a win over Finn Balor this time. And has a run-in with Paul Heyman. Rollins, Owens, and Knight win. Big Armageddon Hell in a Cell match announced for Armageddon for the WWE title. The Raw Women's Division is heating up as well with Asuka, Kairi, Naomi, Nia, Paige, and Io. Austin beat MP3, kept a hold as Intercontinental Champion. He's a fighting champ. Hangman's continuing his quest for Bobby Lashley. He defeated Moose at the Hurt Business. Bobby Fish lost the 24/7 title and a match with Bobby Lashley as well. Where's the lie? And yes, next week, Imperium versus Andre Chase University for the Raw Tag Title Contendership match. Edric Snafe, Killian Dane, and plenty more. Good episode of Raw. Very happy with that, and hopefully we'll continue the good episode vibes. Breakout tournament match-wise ratings are low, so it brings down the ratings a bit, but hopefully a good show and a fun show nonetheless. Next up, with another episode of the Black and Gold over at NXT. And NXT gets underway with Legado in the ring. Zelina Vega, Dominic Mysterio, and the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions Humberto Carrillo and Santos Escobar. And Zelina says that last week was exactly what she said would happen. People ask why. Well, she warned everyone. She told them Legado was taking over. Santos and Humberto have the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles, and now Dominic, like I said, wants gold around his waist to continue building his legado, his legacy. And we could spend our time on other titles, but Dominic wanted to go right for the top. And so, of course, Isaiah Swerve Scott and the NXT Championship were on Dominic's mind, and that will continue, because Legado will not stop until Legado sit well and truly on top. When out comes Hero, B-Fab, Top Dollar, and Ashanti D. Adonis come out. Not impressed. You know, you mess with Swerve, you mess with all of us. Okay? Where is his crew? So if you're going to mess with him, you're going to mess with us too. And if you're going to mess with us, then we're just going to have to kick your ass. Verse 69, how very, very nice. As then, we kick off the evening with the Cruiserweight Tag Champs in action. Humberto and Santos taking on Top Dollar, Who's Harder, Nada, and Ashanti D. Adonis here. As Lena Dom and B-Fab at ringside, watching on as in the end, Legado pick up the win. The Cruiserweight Tag Champs on top. Humberto and Santos get the victory with the Patrimonio driver. Humberto pinning Ashanti in the end for a 73. Good match, good little opener. 77 Humberto, 74 Santos, 58 Ashanti, 43 Top Dollar. Happy with that. Legado get the win, arms raised, you know. B-Fab checking on the boys after the match from behind. Zelina, you know, pushes her. Legado stepping in, ready to attack, hit Row a bit more, when rushes out, finally, the NXT champion Isaiah Swerve rushing down and sliding into the ring. You know, NXT championship in his hand, ready to use it if he's gotta. Legado. Zelina just holding her arms out. I'm stopping. I'm just smiling. Dom smiling, especially looking at Isaiah Scott. You know, I hope you remember me. I remember what I did for you. Swerve gets out of the ring, and then Swerve gets the mic in the ring. He's not going to cut away. And he says, you want to go? We can go, because I ain't never back down from a challenge. One thing y'all got to understand is that Legado ain't taking over nothing. Because NXT is, and is always going to be, Swerve's house. For a 97. Dominic Mysterio in a 97 rated segment. We love to see it. As yes, next week, Isaiah Swerve Scott and Dominic Mysterio 1-on-1. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to move on next to first of 4 quarterfinals tonight in breakout tournaments. So in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, it's going to be... Who's it going to be? It's going to be Elektra Lopez versus Valerie Laredo. I don't know how much longer she's going to be called Valerie Laredo, because she's just been given a new name IRL. It's like Lola Price. It's Lola Vice. That's it. And I might change it to that, because I usually end up changing the name to what it is IRL if they change it. But Valerie Laredo for now. Elektra Lopez versus Laredo. In the end, it is Valerie Laredo who picks up the win. Laredo comes out on top. Oh, I feel like I'm saying her name a lot now that she's changed it. 29 for the match is fine. The breakout tournament rank-wise is just kind of whatever. 39 Valerie, 26 Elektra. Happy with that. Valerie Laredo locks the submission on Lopez and no choice but to tap out as Valerie Laredo advances into the semi-final of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. On the other side of the bracket, of course, we have Misha Slamovich going to be taking on Eddie Rain 1-on-1, and Valerie Laredo will take on the winner of tonight's final quarterfinal. And yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of, we cut to a promo from Misha Slamovich, ready to take her next victim in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. She says her path of pain, her path towards breaking out, as she should, continues next week in the semi-final. And she warns Cassidy Rain that the pain will rain down upon her, and Misha Slamovich will advance for 36. Lovely Misha. Didn't do well without script to follow. Hey ho, here we go. Misha she did okay. She did just fine in my book. I'm going to continue things here with a match now in the NXT Breakout Tournament. Last week, of course, who advanced? God. Last week, Kid Bandit and Hook advanced into the semi-finals. Who will be joining them? First of all, tonight we have Brooks Jensen versus Josh Briggs, 1-on-1. Two kind of country boys going head-to-head. Josh Briggs, older and more experienced. Brooks Jensen, though, younger, more energy, more agile. Both men wanting to break out, wanting to prove themselves. And if you're just looking for a fun factoid in my game, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen are both currently mentored by Triple H. Because just for some reason, he's gone around and just collected people to start mentoring. Who am I to argue with you, Hunter? Who am I to argue with you? Brooks Jensen, Josh Briggs, in the end, it is Brooks Jensen who comes out on top. Brooks Jensen gets a massive win here, managing to put Josh Briggs away in the end and pick up the victory for a 27. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 34 Jensen, 33 Briggs. Happy with that. Happy with that as, Brooks Jensen advances. So the semi-finals at the moment, Kid Bandit, Brooks Jensen, and Hook. One spot left, but who will claim it? We'll have to wait and see. And we go backstage to Tricky Willie and his big booty baddies. Just in the locker room, Tricky Willie, Massé, and Messoir are talking about Tricky Willie's next big booty baddie. You know, dealing with the finalists and what's to go next, Cassidy Rain. Well, she's focused. You know, she can hear Trick and Massé and Mansoir talking about it. She's kind of putting it out of her mind, focusing on next week. And Tricky's really insisting. These lovely ladies, they got lots of potential, but I just can't get that delicious Tatum Paxley out of my head. And I don't know why, but if anyone's gonna be Tricky Willie's next big booty Betty, I think it's gotta be her. I can feel my phone ringing any moment with her call. Cassidy Rain just kind of rolling her eyes at the mention of Tatum again. She's kind of over it, you know. But still, she just wants to focus on Tricky. You know, he's worrying, saying, I talked to William Regal, and he says we got some problems. He says the Tricky Willie can't keep just bringing people in. He says that the money's running out. He says Tricky Willie's got to start paying around here. I don't think he liked the catering situation a few weeks back. Tricky Willie's got to come up with some money and come up with some money fast to keep him off my back and off my booty. But don't worry, guys, don't worry. Old Tricky Willie's got an idea. For a 47. Lovely Tricky. Tricky, God, let's go over in chronological order. Tricky wants Tatum. Cassidy wants to train. William Regal wants Trick to stop hiring people. And Trick needs money to keep hiring people. So, hey, Tricky's got a plan, everybody. So, we'll see how that goes. As we're going to continue tonight with an interview from Lexi Nair. Lexi Nair interviewing Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy being interviewed by Lexi Nair, and he says that he's glad to be here on NXT. A new home for Sheamus, a new start, a fresh start, the black and gold. He's heard all these years about the quality of people here on the black and gold. And he hopes it's true. Because he can't wait to kick each and every one of their asses here on NXT. When in walks Charlie Dempsey. And Charlie Dempsey says if you're looking for a fight with anyone, I couldn't even tell you what Blackpool accent off the top of my head. If you're looking for a fight with anyone, I'm right here. Sheamus walks up and said, "Oh, is that right, is it?" Ah, well, you know what? You know what, kid? I don't think so, okay? I don't think William Regal will be too happy if I show up and within a week I break his son's jaw. So you know what? You grow up a little bit, and then I'll happily kick your ass too. For 59, Sheamus walks away, not too impressed with Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey wants that fight with Sheamus though, and you're going to have to think he's going to work to get that respect from Sheamus to get a match. Sheamus came out looking excellent though. Of course he does. Of course he does. Pop off, Shamey. Pop off. When? We're going to go to the ring. Diamond Mine out there, ready for this match. Roderick Strong against Cameron Grimes. Roderick Strong, Cruiserweight Champion, looking to pick up another win, you know, after his defeat to Johnny Gargano last week especially. Wants to get back on winning form. Cameron Grimes back in action and looking to get a win himself. In the end here, though, it is the Cruiserweight Champion, Roderick Strong, who gets the victory. Hits the end of Heartache onto Cameron Grimes and gets the 1, 2, 3 for an 80. Good match. 84 Strong, 78 Grimes. Happy with that. All good on that front. Roderick Strong does pick up the victory when the Diamond Mine into the ring. Malcolm Bivens, you know, bigging up Roderick Strong, the biggest name around here last week. You know, Johnny Wrestling, as he wants to call himself, fluked his way to a victory. But that doesn't matter, because at the end of it, Roderick Strong's the one with gold round his waist. Roderick Strong is the one who's going to stay on top when out comes Johnny Gargano. You know, apologies for interrupting. Listen, I'm still not feeling great after that stunt you pulled last week, Diamond Mine, but hey, you know what? If it's a fight you guys want, it's a fight you can get, but hey, I know how much you love the numbers advantage, so I thought I'd call a, new friend of mine to even things up a little bit. As out comes Shinsuke Nakamura, of course. Johnny and Shinsuke only, shaking hands, showing respect after their match at Survivor Series WarGames. Gargano needing help, calling up his new friend Shinsuke. Nakamura comes out, him and Gargano, showing respect, I don't know, fist bump, bow, whatever you want. And then they charge down into the ring. Brawl breaks out. Taz and Hook get out of there. Bivens gets out of there. Well, yeah. Hook wants to fight with Taz, getting him out of the ring. Keep yourself ready for that breakout tournament match. Roger Strong and the Creed Brothers going for it. Gargano super kick to Julius to take it. Well, super kick to Roddy to take him down. And then Nakamura and Gargano taking on the Creed Brothers here. The four men just brawling it out in the end. Gargano hitting a super kick onto Brutus to get him onto his knees. Nakamura going for the Kinshasa, but Julius managing to push his brother out of the way, but taking a bit of it himself. Both men managing to rolling out the ring. Diamond Man skulking away as Gargano and Nakamura stand to win the ring for a 75. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Gargano has brought back up in this war he is waging on the Diamond Mine. They fired the first shot. We go backstage, an interview with Lexi Nair, an interview with Bianca Belair. Belair and Nair. That rhymes. Yes, it does. And Bianca, happy to be here on NXT, back on NXT, ready to win the championship that eluded her, the NXT Women's Championship. And she says, made us some new friends here with Indy and Shotzi, finding some people just like her who are tired of Mandy Rose running around here like she owns the place. It's time for NXT and NXT Women's Division to have someone new at the top. And I'm sure we'd all agree that the woman who should be at the top would be the fastest, the quickest, the roughest, toughest, and the best. And Mandy, your girls, Gigi and JC, talking about the women's tag titles, but, Indy and Shotzi here, they want those tag titles as well. So, you and your little pets gonna have to get in line for 100. Jesus Christ, Bianca. Pop off, queen. Pop off. Slay. Bianca Belair, a very good promo here. Eyes set on Toxic Attraction and Mandy Rose from her and Indy and Shotzi. When we're going to go back to the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, the final quarter-final. We have Misha Slamovich versus Cassidy Rain. And earlier tonight, Valerie Laredo stamped her ticket. But who will join her? Will it be Ivy Nile of the Diamond Mine? You know, wasn't out there with the Diamond Mine making some last preparations on her own backstage. Will she advance, or will Nikita Lyons roar her way to victory? In the end, NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, the final woman advancing into the semi-finals is Ivy Nile. The Diamond Mine go to continue a very impressive breakout tournament. Hook into the semi-finals of the breakout tournament. Ivy Nile into the semi-finals of the women's breakout tournament. Diamond Mine thriving here. 21 for the match is fine. 27 Ivy, 20 Nikita. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. Ivy Nile picking up the victory with a roll-up in the end. And booking her spot in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament final. The semi-finals are both... Yeah, no, I said final. In the semi-finals, the semi-finals are both set. Misha Slamovich versus Cassidy Rain, and Ivy Nile versus Valerie Laredo. One of those women will break out, win that breakout tournament contract, and get a guaranteed women's championship match at a time of the episode of their choosing. Who is it going to be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your predictions. What do you think this final's going to be? Who do you think is going to win? Let me know. But for now, we're going to go backstage. And backstage, we have Lexi Nair. And Lexi Nair is interviewing Hook. You know, dealt with the Diamond Mine stuff, got out there as quickly as possible. Taz explaining, you know, Hook not really speaking, but Taz explaining that he's so happily have kicked those bozos' asses out there, but he's got to keep himself trained and ready and fit for his match next week. Now, next week, he's going to crush that little kid and get to the final. And then whether it's Mr. Second Place or whether it's whoever, whether it's Mr. Second Place, whether it's Mr. Nepotism running around here, or whether it's Brooks Jensen, another little kid playing a men's game, it doesn't matter because Hook has got the beating of all of them. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. As in walks Kid Bandit. Kid Bandit coming in, you know, a lot of respect for Hook. We're saying that they are the main character of their own story. And they are ready for this next chapter where they break out. You know? They're ready for it. And Kid Bandit and Hook just staring down a little bit. But then Kid Bandit kind of looking off to the side. There's like a confused look on their face. And it's like, I'll see you next week. Kid Bandit walking off. And then Hook turning his head and noticing Danhausen staring ahead where Kid Bandit was. And he was like, I thought they were never going to leave. Oh my god. Finally, we have some alone time. Hello, it's me, Danhausen. Danhausen, I've been looking for you everywhere, friend. Where have you been? Huh? I have so much plans. I've never really had a friend before. You must be very surprised to find that out, I know. But I have so much plans, all the friend stuff we can do. I hear there's this TV show about friends. Apparently a lot of episodes. I thought we could watch that, and then that could show us what friends do, and then we could do what they do. I thought that could be a really good idea. And then Hook just starts walking away. Hook stares at him for a bit, at Danhausen for a bit, just very confused about the whole situation. He lets him ramble on a bit, and then Hook just walks away. And Danhausen is like, okay, see you later, friend. And don't worry, I'll find you. And for 22. Lovely, lovely. Love you, Danhausen. Love you. Hook's, sorry, Danhausen. Hook can't focus on friendship right now. He's got his match with Kid Bandit next week in the breakout tournament semi-final. Got to focus on that. When we're going to go to the ring, and the money comes. And the money comes as out comes, sadly, not Tino Sabatelli, but the person who now has that theme song, Duke Sterling. And he's there with all of GOATED, goated, Big Dub Nate Preston on Oro Mensa, and Duke Sterling says, "Hold up." Now, you see, before I stamp my ticket into the NXT Breakout Tournament semi-final, I'd be remiss in not allowing my boy here a chance to show what he's capable of. Now, y'all seen what Oro Mensa can do. Y'all seen what Nate Preston can do, but y'all ain't seen, and y'all ain't gonna believe what Big Dub is capable of. And once y'all see it, I'm sure y'all all gonna agree it's a big dub for me. I got him here by my side. And so let's bring out the fool who's gonna get their ass kicked by Big Dub here. Then we, Byron's in the ring, local competitors there, and Byron holding the mic, local competitor, saying, big chance, your debut, big Dub's debut as well. What's your name? What's your name? And he says, "What's up, bro? My name's Jaden Haydenbrain." Byron's like, "I'm sorry, could you say that again?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, bro. My name's Jaden Haydenbrain." He's like, "Oh, okay, Jaden Haydenbrain. Good luck out there." And Byron leaves the ring. We ring the bell, and 39 for that is good. And then Big Dub gets a big dub. You'll be shocked to hear. 15. It was a very short match. Yeah. The crowd aren't invested, sadly, in Jaden Hayden Braden yet. But, obviously, Jaden Hayden Braden's going to be main event in WrestleMania someday, so they'll get used to it, I'm sure. 45 from Big Dub, though. That's good. Big Dub gets a big dub for his first win. Duke Sterling, into the ring. Well done to Big Dub. I told y'all who he was about, but now if you don't mind, continue talking about Big Dub, then Charlie Dempsey's music hit and he just storms out. Obviously tired of this, wasting around. Gets into the ring ready for his match. Big Dub leaves, Sterling smile on his face, but we get Charlie Dempsey versus Duke Sterling here in the semi-final of the NXT Breakout Tournament, and in the end, it is Duke Sterling with God's last gift for the 1, 2, 3, and the money comes for a 23. It's fine. 29 Duke, 27 Charlie. It's alright. They have pretty good chemistry as well. I don't know what I'll do with that, but it's nice to know, I suppose. Duke Sterling advances. The NXT Breakout Tournament semi-final set. We are down to 4 in both tournaments. Where's the time go? Where's the time? There were 16 of you guys like a minute ago. Of all y'all. Where's the time go? Semi-finals next week. Duke Sterling versus Brooks Jensen. And Kid Bandit versus Hook. One of those superstars will break out and they had that contract for a guaranteed championship match of their choosing. Who's it gonna be? We're gonna continue on though, and I don't know how best to describe it. We go to a montage. you got the Brooklyn Brawler there, training, and they're training hard with the shameless brawlers, as I've dubbed them, the Boston Brawler and Jimmy Shane, the Ohio Brawler, all training hard. Boston Brawler getting ready for his match tonight against Sheamus. He saw what Sheamus was capable of last week against Jimmy Shane firsthand. Training very hard for Brooklyn Brawler, training them both very, very hard. I imagine kind of a Rocky-style montage. We could probably get them going up the steps, but I imagine, Brooklyn Brawler gets to the top of the steps, he's doing the Rocky jump around, they all start at the bottom, then he turns around and Boston Brawler and Jimmy Shane are both not there. And he's like, where the hell they go? And then we cut to Boston Brawler and Jimmy Shane just in like a pizza place, just enjoying pizza. And Boston Brawler's like, so what was Final Sheamus like? And Jimmy's like, yeah, that wasn't fun, man. That wasn't fun. I don't know why you signed up for this. For 32. Just a silly fun segment as the Boston Brawler prepares for his match with his new friend Jimmy Shane here. Boston Brawler versus Sheamus in a minute. Just in a minute. But for that, first, we cut to the family. We cut to Tony and the family. And, it's a big meeting. It's just a big meeting Tony's got his boys there. Tony, Dan Wagner, Midcard, Mars, Otis the Bulldozovich, Tucker, Night, Happy, Harland, everyone's there, okay? Everyone on the sun. And Tony's like, we gotta deal with this problem, okay? That Maharaja, and he's Mafia Raja, as he wants to call him, huh? They want to come onto our turf, huh? And not only that, he wants to threaten me. He wants to threaten the Don. No. He did not capiche. He did not comprende, huh? Wants to keep operating on my turf. I'll give him the what for, huh? We got to figure out how to best send this fool a message, huh? Teach him a lesson in respecting the family, respecting the Dons around here, okay? We were here long before him. We're going to be here long after I put him in the ground and he starts swimming with those fishes, okay? And throughout all of it, just on the table, Tony's phone just on and off, just keeps ringing. Not ringing, but it just keeps vibrating. And Ariana's name pops up. Obviously, she's calling. He's not answering. And Madcap just looks down. He's like, "You want to get that?" Or no, he wouldn't. Don Wagner would. Don Wagner wouldn't. Would he? I'm going through it. No, Tucker Night would. Tucker Night. He's like, "Hey, boss, you want to get that?" And Tony's like, "No. Okay, we gotta focus on this. Okay, just full steam ahead on this." All right. Jesus Christ, we just got to work this out. Around the 5th ring, Tucker's like, "Are you sure you don't want to get? Isn't she pregnant?" Oh, he's like, I just can't deal with it, okay? Okay? Because I swear to God, I swear to you all right now, I did not sleep with this woman. Okay? We have barely kissed. Okay? And my father, he might have told me about the spaghetti and the meatballs. You know, he might not have taught me much about them, but I know enough to know that me kissing that woman did not put a baby in her belly, okay? And so I don't have it in me to deal with this and this at the moment. There's so much going on, okay? We got them, the Mafia Raja, we got her. It's a whole gabagool, okay? Okay? Tony's stressing out. He's like, calm down, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, boss. You just gotta calm down. Madcap standing up, like, want me to tell you a joke, huh? And we tell a joke, and Tony's like, oh, not really joking time, Madcap, but go on. Madcap's about to begin, when you just hear the door just slam open. Vladimir Kozlov walks in after breaking it down. And then Santino storms in. You fucking my daughter? For 48. Santino storms in. And then after he says that, we would cut to just Tony's face. Just staring across at Santino. Jaw open. And you just hear Tucker say, should have answered the phone. And Tony's just like, should have answered the phone. 48. Lovely. Tony's got a hell of a lot to deal with, huh? Tony's got a lot to be dealing with right now. Especially with Santino seemingly finding out the happy news. He's going to be a granddad. Oh my god. To the ring next up, it's Sheamus versus the Boston Brawler. Boston Brawlers out, of course. Brooklyn Brawlers at ringside. Jimmy Shane, the Ohio Brawlers at ringside. Watching on as in the end, Sheamus O'Shaughnessy picks up another victory. A bro kick to the Boston Brawler in the end puts him away for a 62. Good match. 75 Sheamus. Boston Brawler's got himself a 39. He's done all right there. As Sheamus O'Shaughnessy in the end picks up the win here, Brooklyn Brawler and Jimmy Shane helping the Boston Brawler out of the ring. Like, hey, you put up a good fight, son. That's, if you couldn't tell, I was a Brooklyn Brawler saying that, not Jimmy Shane. 62. Good match. We go backstage to the locker room to Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes in the locker room alone, and then in walks, here first we just hear, Grimy, baby. What you been up to, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. Trick Williams will go to him, and he's like, Cameron's just like, but I don't know why y'all calling me that, but you know what? I might have lost earlier tonight, but I'm feeling mighty fine. Trick is like, good. And Grammy, baby, you're gonna be feeling so much better. Cameron Grimes once again like, please don't call me that. Well, please don't call me that. Trick is like, all right. You're going to be feeling so much better when I tell you about this business opportunity I've got for you. Because I know y'all got that money. But I also know you, Grammy, baby. We go way back. And so I know you like those women with a little bit of jiggle back there. And if you invest into this exciting new business opportunity I will present to you, well, then I can make all your big booty dreams come true. And Cameron's like, well, Trick, well, I don't know about that, okay? I am feeling mighty fine, but I don't know if I'm in the mood to be investing in business opportunities right now. And Tricky's like, whoa, grab me, baby. Don't worry about a thing, okay? Hey, you and me next week, huh? We go and get dinner on Tricky Willie, of course. Even though you have more money, so even more reason with you, baby. But Tricky Willie, of course. Hey, and at the end, I promise, be a nice special dinner, and I'll convince you have to invest. Cameron's kind of like, well, I don't know about that, but I never say no to a free dinner. And Trick was like, good, because I promise this is going to be a very special dinner for you, Cameron Grimes. You could say this is going to be a dinner debonair. For 51. Lovely. Next week, Cameron Grimes and Tricky Willie will have a very special dinner debonair. Oh, God. I'm sure some of you can tell the implication of that. So, here we go. Entrances for main event. Montez Ford, the North American champion, and Apollo Crews are out. Apollo Crews, of course, with Omar and Babatunde all out to the ring. Ready for this NXT North American Championship match. Montez versus Apollo Crews, 81. For the entrances, in the end, Ford and Crews both going at it. Tearing the house down a bit. Both men want to leave the NXT North American champion, but only one man will. And in the end, the man that is leaving the NXT North American champion is still Montez Ford. The only manages to hit that frog splash on Apollo Crews and get the 1-2-3 for an 84. Good match. Crews was off, sadly, but it's okay. 73 Crews, 82 Montez. Happy with that. Montez Ford gets a big victory. But before he can even really get his arm raised... No, he does. He gets his arm raised, title in his arm, celebrating onto the turnbuckle, raises it, crowd cheering, but then he turns around into Omos and Babatunde. I press next segment. Yeah, into Omos and Babatunde, storming into him, taking him down. He's already tired from his match with Crews. Crews to his feet, continues ordering them to take him down. Crews and Omos and Babatunde lifting Montez Ford up, and they hit the big double chokeslam on him, laying him out as Apollo Crews walks over and picks up the NXT North American title, leans down to Ford. He says, I'm still taking this, and raises it into the air for 100. Lovely show. It definitely NXT parts are always going to be long, especially if they feature Tony and Trick, because God, I can go on. And now apparently you can add the Boston, Brooklyn, and Ohio Brawlers into the mix. Over the end, NXT gets an 89. It's a good show. A lot of good stuff. An 89, even with the breakout tournament matches, with their low ratings, I'm very happy with. Next week, of course, we got Isaiah Scott versus Dominic Mysterio. We're going to have a tag team match between the Creed brothers and Johnny Gargano and Shinsuke Nakamura. We have the dinner debonair with Trick and Cameron Grimes. You know, Santino now knows Ariana's pregnant, so going to have to deal with that. And yeah, Montez Ford, you have to think, well, I'll be looking to get that NXT North American Championship. That is his back. So a lot going on in NXT next week, but NXT for now is done. We got one more show to get through this episode, and I don't want this to go too long, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? With another edition of Friday Night Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, coming down to the ring, storming down even, and he is angry. He is very, very angry. He gets the mic. He's had enough, you know. Had enough of this disrespect to the tribal chief. The disrespect to the Roman Empire. Disrespect to him. He says that at WarGames he had to stand across the ring from his blood, his brother. And Jake says he didn't want that. He didn't want that. He doesn't know why Jimmy had to do that. Had to be a traitor. Had to betray the family. But he's had enough of it, and he's sick of it. And that's when Jimmy Uso, you know, begins storming out as well, shouting, you know, I can't think of the equivalent, so I'm just going to say, you what, bro? I can't think of an equivalent. Jimmy storming down, what you saying, huh? What you saying, huh? Jimmy Uso storming down, Tyler Breeze and Breezango very quickly racing down after him. Jimmy slides in the ring to just charge at Jay, but Breezango get there just in time to stop him. Jimmy, you know, being held back and saying that I'm the traitor. I'm the traitor. You hurt me, Uce. You betrayed me. Your own brother. Huh? We've been like this since day one, huh? Down since day one. You want to do that to me, huh? You want to beat me down, kick me in the face, hit me with a steel pipe, huh? You want to call me the traitor? Nah, you ain't running like that, Uce. Ain't running like that. You know, Jay and Jimmy just shouting at each other. Tyler Breeze trying to, convince Jimmy to go back. He's not worth it, okay? He's not worth it. He's just trying to get in your head. And Jay telling Tyler just to shut up, okay? This ain't concern you, huh? You ain't blood. You ain't nothing round here. Tyler also getting a bit annoyed here. And turning to Jay saying that I'm not blood. I don't want to be blood. Why would I want to be your blood? Okay, you and your family, no offense, Jimmy, been terrorizing this place for too damn long. And I'm sick of it. So you know what, Jay? Jimmy might want to, shut your mouth. But I'm going to do it first. For an 87. Very lovely, very lovely. Kicking off the show, it's Jey Uso versus Tyler Breeze. Main event, Jey Uso. Well, if you're not going to main event, you may as well kick things off, eh? Jey Uso, Tyler Breeze. In the end, both men just going at it. It's a lot more wild than technical, is how I describe it. Just a lot of anger out there right now. Jimmy and Fandango at ringside. Occasionally, instances where Jimmy goes to get in the ring, but Fandango manages just to hold him back and stop him and calm him down a bit. Him and Jay just shouting at each other throughout the match. In the end, though, Tyler Breeze setting up, going for that supermodel kick. When rushes to the ring and rushes into the ring, you got Solo Sikoa and you got the Von Erichs. And massive brawl breaking out. Solo Sikoa going for Tyler. Fandango and Jimmy in the ring, the Von Erichs out, Jay to his feet, the 4-on-3 beatdown, when out rushes Keith Lee storming down to the ring as quickly as Keith Lee can. Match ends, just descends into this chaos with a draw for a 75, 80 Tyler, 74 Jay, lovely. And there's just a big all-out war. Jay and Jimmy finally getting their hands on each other. Breezango fighting with the Von Erichs, Keith Lee and Solo Sikoa going at it. Setting up, security come down to settle things down. And hey, whilst you're all out here and angry, 4v4 tag team. Keith Lee, Breezango and Jimmy Uso together again post-WarGames, taking on the Roman Empire, Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso and the Von Erich brothers. And in the end here, it is Keith Lee, Jimmy Uso and Breezango again coming out on top. What a foursome they are, huh? 79 for the match is very good. 92 Keith Lee, 76 Tyler, 74 Jay, 73 Jimmy, 60 Solo, 59 Fandango, 45 Ross, 43 Marshall. All doing well here. As, yes, the Roman Empire coming up short. Tyler Breeze does manage to get the pin over Jey Uso. He couldn't, look like he was going to do it before the interference in the match just a moment ago. But he does manage to get it here with the unprettier. As Keith Lee, Breezango and Jimmy do come out on top for a 79. Good. As then we go backstage to Kayla Braxton here. Lovely Kayla interviewing Kofi Kingston. Asking him just an update on Big E first of all. And Kofi says that he'll be back better and stronger than ever when he's ready. But for now, I ain't gonna let that stop me. Last week I beat Aleister Black, and now this week I want to get my hands on Tommaso Ciampa, because Judgment Day have been running around here causing mayhem for so long, and we had enough of it, okay? So last week I beat Black, and now tonight, Tommaso Ciampa's next. For an 80. Good work, Kofi. Kofi, going on this tour, to try and stop Judgment Day, try and get revenge for his brother E after they hurt him at Survivor Series WarGames. Lovely. Simple story. Match into the ring now, as it is Ilja versus Tay Conti. Last week, it was Sonya Deville versus Liv Morgan, and Sonya Deville came out on top after Tay Conti attacked Ilja at ringside, providing a distraction for Sonya to get Liv from behind. And now Ilja and Tay Conti going at it. Sonya and Liv at ringside here, watching on. At one point, Sonya goes for Liv at ringside, but Liv, came prepared with a kendo stick, why not? And hits, gets quite a few shots on Sonya Deville, the crowd cheering along with it. Tay Conti gets distracted by that, and it allows Ilja to roll her up for the 1-2-3. Ilja picks up the win for a 48. Good match, 55 Ilja, 60 Tay Conti. Happy with that. Ilja comes out on top. Tay Conti and Sonya Deville very angry at that. But Ilja and Liv Morgan very, very happy. And that's good. And that's good. As then we're going to go backstage back to Kayla Braxton here. And Kayla Braxton's interviewing Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed says it's good to be back. You know, back on his own right now for the moment. But, you know, what is next? You know, he's looked around and he sees a lot. He sees Braun Breaker killing it with that US title that's looking pretty good right now. And he sees Roman Reigns, the man he beat at Elimination Chamber back in February as the Universal Champion. He says the whole Roman Empire is looking pretty damn appetizing to him right now, honestly. When he is attacked by Damian Priest and Dominik Dijakovic, who there's no point in his name throughout this. I've renamed him just Dijak, because that's what he is IRL. He was Donovan Dijak for a few weeks, but now he's just Dijak. Simple. And yeah, Damian Priest and Dijak just attacking Reed, laying him out here for the 82. He talked to the Roman Empire, and yet it's Judgment Day, who have seemingly set their sights onto him. As then, next up, we have a rematch from last week. It's Cesaro versus Ricochet again. Two new boys on SmackDown. Tore the house a little bit down last week, with Ricochet rolling Cesaro up to come out on top, and the two going head-to-head again tonight. They showed respect last week, and they want to go again. And in the end, much kind of similar to last week, Ricochet manages to get Cesaro in position for it. He tries to kind of swing backwards. You know, he's kind of in the powerbomb position where he's the one who would be getting hit by the powerbomb. He tries to swing downwards to try and flip through Cesaro's legs and roll him up. But Cesaro, with his strength, manages to hold onto Ricochet. Ricochet tries a few times, but he can't. And then Cesaro, just shaking his head, lifts Ricochet up a little bit, hits him with the neutralizer, and gets the 1-2-3. Cesaro comes out on top for an 85 banger. 87 Ricochet, 67 Cesaro. Both men doing really well here once again with their good chemistry. And it got the crowd buzzing on their feet. Lovely. Cesaro comes out on top. And once again, though, a bit of respect after the match. They shake hands, you know. There's no animosity between these two guys. Both want to just show what they can do on their new show. And doing so very, very well. When we cut to another promo, just once again, from the new $1 Million champion, Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill says that she is no longer destined for greatness. She is greatness. She is the $1 Million champion. She is on top. She's got dollar signs round her waist now, and that's what she is. She is money. Straight up, cold, hard money. And now she's got this championship. She ain't gonna let it go. For an 87, her promo work has gotten really good. Which, fair enough. Jade Cargill, you know, no longer a part of Destined for Greatness. She moved on from them, moved away from them, switched shows. She is simply greatness. She is no longer destined for it. She is it. When we're going to go backstage, we're going to go to Breezango. You know, walking around, walking, talking, gassing. When they hear a commotion, they run over and they find Jimmy. Jimmy Uso laid out on the floor in pain. You know, clutching his chest, beaten up, just clutching his neck. He's hurt. You know, checking on him. Van Dyke, Tyler leaning down, checking on him. You know, get a doctor. Someone get a doctor. When out of nowhere, storms Braun Breaker, as if you know, just fathomed into existence from nowhere. Storms in, big clothesline to the back of Fandango to put him down. Tyler's in a vulnerable position, you know, down, kneeling of sorts over Jimmy. Braun Breaker quickly grabs him by the head and just tosses him into the nearest wall. And Braun Breaker just beating him down for a 99. Braun Breaker, you know, seething. Clearly angry. Roman Reigns also clearly angry as well. Sending his dog of war here to deal with 3/4 of that team that beat him at WarGames for that 99. Amazing. amazing. Fandango doing really well with all these high-rated segments, isn't he? I'm sure he's the only factor for those. Shout out Fandango. He's great. He's just great. When we're going to go to the ring. And who's in the ring but the man, Becky Lynch, storming down herself. And Becky Lynch says that she wants a fight. She wants a fight right now. Because she's wanted a fight since she lost her title at Survivor Series WarGames, and she's ready for one. She's ready for a fight. So anyone who wants to come down and go toe to the toe with the man who's ready for the ass whooping that I'm going to give out, that I've been saving, and that I'm going to preview for Portella, that she's going to get come Armageddon, then come on out here. And her challenge is met, 100, very good, by Tatum Paxley. Came up short against Cassidy Rain last week in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. But, you know, getting a chance to maybe show you what she's capable of still. You know, came up short against Cassidy Rain. Getting a chance to showcase her abilities here on Smackdown, though, against Becky Lynch. So, yeah, Becky Lynch versus Tatum Paxley. Connell, calm down. In the end, Becky Lynch, shocker, gets the win. You know, Becky Lynch, I imagine her being a bit more brutal, a bit more aggressive here. You know, clearly got a lot of anger at the minute, having lost to Portella Muerte. For 74, locks in that disarmer. Tatum no choice but to tap out. 87 Becky, 23 Tatum. Becky shone. Both do really well. But it is Becky Lynch who comes out victorious here. Gets her arm raised. When Portella Muerte appears on the Titantron. And Portella says to Becky that if this is what you want, you can have it. If you wish to get defeated by me again, you can. If you want Armageddon, so be it. But if you wish to go toe to toe with the Reaper at the end of the world, Becky, you have to be ready to be buried there. And Becky says that she's ready, but she ain't the one who's gonna get buried. For a 100, lovely, lovely. Yes, Portella issuing the challenge, Becky happily accepting. Armageddon, Becky Lynch, Portella Muerte, Women's Universal Championship on the line, buried alive match. Portella's first match, of course, back at Halloween Havoc 2021 against Charlotte, buried alive. She won. You know, she took down the first horsewoman in her quest in a buried alive match, and now looking to once again take down the final one. She defeated Becky Lynch, but take her down permanently here, buried alive. 100. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then we have a little match, as it's Alexa Bliss versus Deonna Purrazzo. Last week it was Zoe Stark versus Chelsea Green, and Zoe Stark came out on top. Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green questioning if Zoe Stark's got what it takes to be on SmackDown, in the WWE in general. Always on Alexa Bliss cohorts, they said. Zoe Stark got the win here. You know, Alexa proud of her, but Alexa looking to show what she can do on her new home as well against Deonna Purrazzo, who's a very good time of things on SmackDown, former $1 million champion. And in the end, it is Deonna Purrazzo who manages to get the win. At ringside, you know, Chelsea Green providing a bit of a distraction. You know, I imagine Lana goes over to try and distract Zoe Stark, and Zoe Stark deals with her, but Chelsea gets on the apron in that time and distracting Alexa, calling her over. Zoe goes over and kind of knocks Chelsea off the apron, and Chelsea just falls onto Zoe's back, and she'll hit to that, you know, backwards GTS that moves she does. But the distractions on Alexa were still enough, allowing Deonna to roll her up for that 1-2-3 for an 81. It's another good match. 75 Alexa, 70 Deonna. Happy, you know. A lot of showcasing of the women's division going on SmackDown at the minute, which is nice, you know. There's the showcasing going on Raw as well. There's a nice showcasing going on NXT with the Breakout Tournament especially. A lot going on. I'm very happy with, you know. This year I've been trying to flesh out the division a bit more and give them more storylines, and yeah, I think it's happened at the very least. Whether it's gone well is up to your own opinion, but I'm happy with it. God. When next up, we're going to go to Kayla Braxton again. And Kayla Braxton's interviewing Tatum Paxley, of all people, you will say. You know, commiserations, defeated by Becky Lynch, but you put up a good showing. What is next for you, Tatum? And Tatum says that, look, she wanted to win the Women's Breakout Tournament, and she lost. And then, you know, she was backstage here, and she heard Becky's call out, and she thought this is a chance to show what she can do as well, and she lost again. And she doesn't just want to, you know, be the person who comes out. People say you did a good job, but then she loses. She doesn't want that, you know? And she says that she knows she's got the ability inside of her to do well and to be a champion around here and to make a name for herself, but maybe she just needs some help. And then she pulls something out, and she's just looking down at it, a little card, just a little small little card. And she looks up at Kayla and she says, "Sorry, I think I have to go make a call." For a 28, I wasn't expecting the best work from you, Tatum. I'm going to be honest. 28, it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, Tatum Paxley, coming up short, doesn't just want to be a loser, though. Thinking of what is next for her. And deciding maybe she needs some help. And maybe she needs to go make a call for a 28. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. When we go backstage to Adam Pearce's office, the interim general manager here on Friday Night Smackdown. And Adam Pearce is in there with Cesaro and Ricochet. And, welcome. It's nice to have you guys here on SmackDown. Really happy to have got you. I was really interested in bringing you both over. And honestly, I just want to say I've been really impressed these past few weeks. You two put on 2 stellar matches. Not just me as well, it's upper management. They've really been pleased and really impressed as well. The fans are loving it. The reaction online's been good. And so me and management were talking, and we thought, hey, you guys are putting on these great matches, putting on these bangers, as the kids say these days. And so we thought, why not let you keep doing it? And so we decided it's going to be you two in a best of 7. 2 matches down in that best of 7. Cesaro, you've got to win. Ricochet, you got to win. The first of you to get 4 wins is going to win that best of 7, and that superstar is going to get a spot in the Royal Rumble for a 74. Cesaro and Ricochet will be carrying this on in a best of 7. It's 1 apiece at the minute. The winner of that will get a spot in the Royal Rumble, They both hear that, both smile about it, look at each other, and they both just agree, let the best... Yeah, who would say it? Who would say it? I think Cesaro would say, let the best man win. And then Ricochet, just a little bit cockily, would say, I will. A lot of respect there, A fun little contest, best of 7, winner gets in the Rumble for 74. How is it almost a Rumble? Christ, I can't believe I have to... How is it almost a Rumble? It's the best time of the year. Love the Rumble. I do love it. And Mania season, it's just a lot of fun. I just can't believe we're here already. Where does the time go? Main event time. Once again, Kofi Kingston in the main event. Last week he beat Aleister Black with a little roll up, and this week taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Aleister Black at ringside watching on, and Ciampa and Kingston going at it. Both men just fighting out. Once again, a lot of aggression here. Kofi, every kick he does, every shot he takes, that little bit more behind it, that little bit more power and more anger. As we head into Armageddon, a lot of people are angry around here. Everything's just kind of heating up to explode Armageddon, which, fair. And Kofi and Ciampa battling it out here. In the end, Kofi manages to, hit the boom drop even onto Ciampa to lay him out, and setting himself up in the corner, waiting to hit that Trouble in Paradise when Aleister Black slides into the ring and hits a black mass onto Kofi for an 80 here. Good match. 93 Ciampa, 72 Kingston. Happy with that. Rating down a bit as well because Ciampa wanted to be protected, not protected, but kept strong. Which, all right, Ciampa, calm down. It's Kofi Kingston, for God's sake, former world champion, but you do you. Kofi picks up the win by disqualification here. Aleister Black hitting that black mac, and then after the match, Black and Ciampa just beating down on Kofi. Black gets Ciampa up and tosses him into Ciampa's Black tosses Kofi into Ciampa's legs. There you go. Gets him in the hole, ready to hit the fairy tale ending. When out rushes Big E. Big E rushes down to the ring, charging out there as fast as Big E can go. Clearly, he's not fully fit, he's not fully healthy, but saving his friend. Kofi's been fighting for him, and so he's going to fight for Kofi. He charges down to that ring, manages to stop Ciampa and Black. I imagine he gets Black up on his shoulders, ready to hit a big ending, but then Ciampa, tossed out of the ring at one point, gets up onto the apron and pulls Black's legs, dragging him out the ring as well and saving him for a 97. Big E helping Kingston to his feet, and then E and Kofi staring out. All 4 men, I imagine, shouting here. as they stare each other down. Kingston and E on the inside, Black and Ciampa on the outside. As tensions really just reaching this kind of boiling point once again between these four. For that 97 is lovely. It's very, 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 very good. And then, everything cleared. Out comes Keith Lee, the limitless one, Keith Lee. And he says, Braun Breaker, you want to storm around backstage taking out my colleagues and associates in Tyler and Fun, Don, Go, and Jimmy. Then go right ahead, but I will have to intervene. So Braun, if you want to take out the men who bested you in WarGames, then I'm right here. So where are you? Keith Lee awaiting Braun Breaker, calling him out to come out here after his taking out of Breezango and of Jimmy Uso. But it's not Braun Breaker. It's Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, slowly makes his way out looking very angry. Everyone's angry, for Christ's sake. On the stage, Paul by his side. And Roman says that, Keith, I've had a lot of time to think since Survivor Series WarGames. Since our little match. So you know what, Keith? I realized something. I realized that I'm tired of you. You want to know the matter of facts around here, Keith? I'll tell you. At WWE Crown Jewel, I'd have beat your ass and won that title. At SummerSlam, I did beat your ass and win that title. And it's not because of Braun Breaker, and it's not because of the Von Erichs, it's because I'm the head of the table. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the top dog around here, whether you like it or not, Keith. I'm better than you. And then you all want to keep complaining. So for SmackDown 1200, you want to complain. I'll give you, and I'll give these undeserving people the chance to watch their tribal chief in action on Friday nights, put my championship on the line, and you want to complain? Well, newsflash, Keith, because I could have happily beat your ass then anyway. But you know what? I think I realize these people don't deserve it. So, Keith, you want to go? Hell, I'm about ready to go as well. I'm ready to put you down and shut your mouth once and for all. So if you want to go, Keith, you want to go at Armageddon, please, 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 let's go. But just know, if y'all get in the ring with a tribal chief, with the Universal Championship on the line at Armageddon, there's gonna be hell to pay for it. And I'ma beat your ass so badly, Keith. I'ma lay you out. I'ma smash you. And then I'ma pick you up. I'ma smash you again for good measure. I'ma pin you clean. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that ring. And then, Keith, y'all gonna acknowledge me. If y'all can talk, that is. For a 100, Roman clearly very upset, to put it nicely, following that WarGames defeat to Keith Lee. Especially Keith Lee pinning him in WarGames. And Roman issuing the challenge here to Keith Lee. He wants him at Armageddon. He wants to smash him. He wants to beat him. He wants to shut him up and prove everyone once and for all that he is better than Keith Lee. For a 100 is lovely. Is lovely. Roman Reigns was a star. Keith Lee shone. Everyone's happy. God. A lot went down on this SmackDown, which overall gets us a rating of 88, which is fine. Yeah, your main event brought it down a bit, but I'm happy. A lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff progressing. You know, this stuff with Keith Lee and the Roman Empire heating up once, bring that boiling point. Keith Lee Armageddon with Roman Reigns. Portela Muerte and Becky Lynch at Armageddon in a buried alive match at that. And yeah, best of 7 for a spot in the Rumble. A lot going down. There is a lot going down, and a lot you will not want to miss. So if you have enjoyed, and I hope you have, please do leave a like and subscribe for more to not miss a single thing on the road to the final preview and live event specials of 2022. NXT Takeover, WarGames and Armageddon. and then into the road to WrestleMania we go, and you won't want to miss that. So yeah, leave a like and subscribe for more, and as always, I just want to say a very special thank you for watching.